Do you want a ride? Once you get in, the car takes off, the door slamming shut and tire rubber burning in its wake. Behind the wheel, the driver's got to be highly skilled, heavy on the pedal, and most of all, somebody you want to be with. He's got to drive near the edge of the cliff, but never over. He's got to turn sharply just as you think you know where you're going. He's got to gun it on the final lap. And he's got to tell you the story all along the way. If not, it's going to be a short ride. I'm here to tell you that The Butcher's Boy is not the short ride. No matter whom you are cruising with in this story, you've got your hands braced on the dashboard. There is not a single throwaway character in this book. They are all real, they are all captivating. Perry approaches his people with a less is more philosophy, never confusing description with character, cutting all of that away, and leaving only the telling details that open a window onto a true world. This economy creates momentum. The story gathers speed and moves with an unalterable urgency. All characters, all action relentlessly moving toward the same vanishing point on the horizon. They asked me to write a few pages here, but I think I could have covered it with one word: relentless. This book is a relentless journey in a car with no mirrors, no looking back. This velocity is also created by the masterly intertwining of multiple narrative tracks. Perry came out of the gate with a narrative that would offer a great challenge to any writer. How do you bond the reader to a professional hitman? How do you get the reader to get in the car with a killer? Perry answered the call by creating a character who is meticulously detailed in all ways but his name. The telling details of life on the road and on the run connect him to us. His ingenuity and skills win the day. Perry also balances the outlaw portrait with another strong character, that of the heretofore desk-bound crime analyst Elizabeth Waring. She's unsteady in her new surroundings, yet just as professional as her quarry. The juxtaposition of these two characters, as they move separately but ultimately closer and closer, is the gasoline that drives this car. It is rare that I have seen this pulled off successfully, and never with such success in a first novel. Riding along all through this story is Thomas Perry's command. The authenticity is on display on every page, in every paragraph. From how hot desert air feels on the skin in Las Vegas, to how paperwork is shuffled in the Justice Department, to how a hired killer slips into a locked hotel room to fulfill a contract, the author's skill in creating his world repeatedly awes the reader. Verisimilitude. Every page is absolutely authentic, and that creates a velocity of its own. Character, control, and momentum. Perry has pulled off a wonderful trifecta in this novel. It is a rare accomplishment. So unusual is a book like this that it reminds me of how its own character Elizabeth Waring viewed her search for an unnamed, unknown hitman. It was like trying to capture an animal that was so small and rare and elusive that you sometimes doubted that it existed. Well, Thomas Perry captures the rare animal with this book. It exists. There are no doubts. When The Butcher's Boy was first published 20 years ago, it received many accolades. Among them was the Edgar Award for Best First Novel. This award is bestowed by the Mystery Writers of America and is not taken lightly. I think the book you are about to read deserved that honor hands down. Time now for you to start the story. The car is at the curb waiting. The door is open, and the engine is thrumming as high octane moves through its heart. Get in and ride. For Joe. 1. The union meeting, thought Al Veazey, had gone as well as could be expected, all things considered. He had finally figured out why the retirement fund was in such trouble all the time, when everybody else in the whole country with anything to invest seemed to be making money. And he had explained what he knew, and the union members had understood it right away, because it wasn't anything surprising if you read the newspapers. The big unions had been getting caught in similar situations for years. Low-interest loans to Fieldston Growth Enterprises. Hell of an impressive name.